Hey there, West Coast Pop listeners. My name's Eric. I got Zach and Knock here with me. Zach, how you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you, Knock?
I'm good. Just hanging under some crazy times, but let's get to this stuff here.
Very crazy times. Everyone stay safe out there. So we want to bring you guys content every week. As you saw, we've got the West Coast Pop 10. We've got some gaming videos coming up to you very soon. But in classical YouTube tradition, everyone was doing it. Now we're doing it. We are making a tier list. Today, we are going to be ranking the Monday Night Raw roster, men and female. We're going to go in alphabetical order. We might jump around for tag teams, but the way this is going to work, I'm going to call out a name. We're going to decide where they belong: main event, upper card, mid card, lower card, or jobber. At the end, we all have the power to move one person to wherever we see fit, and at the end, you'll see what our thoughts are on the main roster for Monday Night Raw. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, we're going to start off pretty mild. Akam from AOP. Knock, where do you think he belongs? Main event, upper card, mid card, lower card, or jobber?
At this point, is he even in the company anymore? I'm giving him a low card.
Yeah, it's a shame. The guy, he and Razor have had some injury trouble. I think I'm going to agree with you, low card. Zach?
Yeah, I'm gonna say low card too. I've seen him in NXT. I know he's not a jobber, but the build back up is the long road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not entirely his fault either. I think Vince has this weird thing where if you're perfect, if you're exactly what he's wanted, if you're a big man who can wrestle, he doesn't know how to book you. It's just too easy for him. Um, we're gonna jump out of alphabetical order real quick. We're just gonna deal with Razor. I'm gonna say lower card again. I'm gonna put him right with Akam.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
They're
same
exactly the
same
same.
thing.
Yeah. But next up, Aleister Black. Zach, where do you think he belongs?
I'll say upper card. His promos aren't there yet for me, but I will say upper card with possibility of main event.
Gotcha. Knock your vote.
Same. He has a huge upside. He's upper card right now. I know they want to push him that way, so hopefully he can get to main event. But right now, upper card.
Gotcha. 2/3 majority goes to upper card. I will say I might veto that later into main event. I think he's ready now.
Ooh.
Just based on his NXT
Mhm.
work, I think booking is what's holding him back. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
That's true. And just a side point too that I'm just gonna put in my brain here what you just said. Based on his NXT work, I think I just got to get out of that old man mentality that there are the two main rosters and then NXT, because NXT is clearly almost the brand to watch. So I got to get out of that mindset.
I mean, it's hard to when WWE is still doing call ups and still like treating them like the junior brand.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a
Yeah.
pay scale thing. When you go onto a national network, you get the more money, and that's kind of why it is the next level. But just skill wise, yeah, gotta look at NXT as what it is.
Yeah. I mean, feel free. I mean, use whatever metrics you think are fair. If you want to judge their past work, personal feelings, whatever.
Okay.
It's our list. Next up, we've got Andrade Cien Almas. I'm going to start us off and say main. Actually, I want to say main event, but I'm going to say upper card. I'm going to say upper card.
Okay. I'm gonna go main event.
Very fair.
And I'm gonna say that because him and his Lena posse have been dominating Monday Night Raw for weeks now. I think he's there.
I want to
Yeah.
say he's there. I just, for some reason, can't. But what's your vote, Zach?
I think it's main event. I love that he doesn't speak English. I know Vince wants him to learn English, and I know he knows some with being with Charlotte. But I love not knowing what someone is saying. They're very confident in the ring, and that's all you really need is a good skill set and confidence.
Very fair. I'm not mad at that one. I love Andrade, so if he gets the main event scene right now, I wouldn't hate it.
Hmm.
Next up, someone who I said was in my top 5 in NXT, and now he's on the main roster. I think they started to water him down. Angel Garza. I am gonna say main event, even though it's very early. I think he has everything to be in the main event. I think they just need to let him be him.
Hmm.
What are you gonna say,
I'm
Zach?
gonna go upper card.
Or
Upper
not?
card, okay.
Upper card, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mid card.
Oh,
I love everything to be a main eventer, so I don't want him to get overly pushed this young.
that's fair. I'm gonna say we split the difference and go with the upper card.
It works.
All right.
And if we want to veto that later,
Yeah.
we can veto. Next up, we've got one half of the current Raw Tag Team Champions, Angelo Dawkins. Knock where you think he belongs.
This is a tough one. I like him. He's entertaining, but he's a lower card dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Knock on that. I want more from him, and it feels like he's letting Montez drive all the time, and he's just a passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm torn. Maybe because I've always had a preference in comedy to the straight man versus the like I've always been a fan of Josh more than Drake, you know? Because without the straight
The
man,
fuck is that?
it doesn't work. Sorry, Drake and Josh. I'm trying to think what's a good real comparison. I don't know, just a straight man of comedy, and I feel like
Gotcha.
that's his job. I think he doesn't get enough credit, but I guess I'll say lower card just to put him somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe if
I could see him not getting enough credit.
yeah, I mean, because I don't think Montez Ford would work as well without him. I feel like Montez would just be, I don't know, exhausting.
Yeah, he does balance that out. They're a good fit.
True.
I'll
It needs
say
to be.
that.
I feel it needs to be more like Lethal Weapon, where like Danny Glover does take the reins sometimes. It's not all.
Ooh,
It's
Okay.
not all
that's a good
Gibson.
comparison.
You know, I think he needs to be more like Danny Glover. If he's going to be the straight man, he needs to be more authoritative. I guess not like mean or anything, but I just need him
Right.
to take control.
Okay, that's a very
So
good
going off
comparison.
this, so what are your parameters, Eric? How are you judging this, just for the viewers?
So I'm going off of their past work. NXT. A lot of these people are NXT people. Some outside WWE work. Personal
Yeah.
preference and where they currently are. I'm not going to
Okay.
spoil it yet, but there are two people on this list who I know you're going to disagree with me, but I'm going off of their personality.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going off like their current ability, what I've seen them do in the ring, past work and stuff like that, and then like their potential.
Yeah, that's also one I forgot. Potential.
Hmm.
Um, I guess Angelo Dawkins doesn't really have potential after the Street Profits. I think this is his last thing, but
Yeah.
oh well. Next up, current United States champion Apollo Crews. Zach,
Oh,
what's your thoughts?
Oh man, like this guy is so talented in the ring, like ridiculously talented. It's just he
Yeah.
needs to find out who he is. And I think sometimes that's the problem with giving these guys names in WWE. Like I know they want to own the name, but I mean when you give guys names, they don't really think of their identity as much.
Mm.
So that's my issue with Apollo. Like I love watching Apollo. It's just he needs to find himself. I'm gonna say mid card.
Okay, how about you, Knock?
Ooh. Yeah. Talent wise, this dude could be a main eventer, man.
Yeah.
He's got the full package. It's ridiculous. I don't with booking, with his mic presence or his presence in general. Yeah, I'm gonna go mid card also. Ooh. Yeah, mid card.
All right, 2 out of 3. He goes to mid card. I am gonna say lower card. I almost said jobber as punishment because he is a very fair example of someone who like the world isn't fair because he's talented. He's very solid in the ring, like Zach said, but he's boring. He has no personality, or he doesn't know who he is yet, like Zach
Yeah.
said. I just
Yeah.
The fault of that is Vince calling them up too early. This was part of the class that got called up too early out of nowhere. We got more of those coming in the next couple weeks, possibly tonight. But he got called up way too early. It looked like Triple H knew how to put him into the spotlight correctly, so he knew what was going on. But then he just got thrust into the main roster. So I think that's what happened with his what could have been more potential.
yeah. There are a couple people
Yeah.
on this list that we could say that for.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard for me to keep in a mid card right now because I'm thinking like mid carders in the past, and you had like MVP was a mid carder or like a Shelton, a Carlito. I might have to drop him back to lower card.
Really?
That U.S. belt is the only thing keeping him like me, borderline lower card, mid card.
Well, I think
Accomplishment.
what also makes me want to put him at the lower card is that I'm using like the U.S. title, like you said, as like my standard bearer of what's mid card, and I don't think I'd want to see this current Apollo Crews with the U.S. title forever.
Yeah.
But if we're all good, he stays mid card unless you want to change your mind. Knock, going once, going twice.
I'll keep him there.
It's up to you because like I'm 50. Like you think about him, and it's just like I want him to succeed. That's kind of why I will put him in mid card instead of low card.
Yeah. Like I want him to succeed too. If I met the dude, I'd be like, hey, you're doing good, but do better. Next up, you got Asuka, the current Raw Women's Champion. I think we all know where she goes. This is not
she's
even...
straight to the top.
Yeah. Is there a ranking higher than main event?
Yeah. I'm trying to. There we go. You guys can't see it, but she's number one in the main event right now over Andrade. All right. Next up, someone else who might have been called in too early had the WrestleMania debut, Austin Theory. I don't know enough about this guy because the only match I've seen of his in Evolve, I didn't even get to watch it actually. He was the main event, and I didn't make it to the main event.
He was. Was that their Evolve special on the network?
Yeah, when they were trying to
talking about?
counter program AEW, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. I think they want him to be a main eventer. I feel like they're gonna try to get him to be like that next Cena type. I get those vibes.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna put him there, but currently I think he's a good, like a mid card guy right now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough, so I'm gonna void my vote on this one. I'm not gonna vote for him on this one.
I'll tell you. Can I ask you this though? Or go ahead, Zach.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm putting him in mid card. Austin Theory right now. Does he has the same amount of stock right now as Apollo Crews' U.S. champ?
Oh gosh, that's tough.
Man, it's like potential versus wanting to see someone succeed because of past performances.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really too familiar with everything Austin Theory's done outside of Evolve or beyond that. So
I think I'm actually gonna unvoid my vote because now that you put it that way, I'm gonna say mid card too because I don't think I want him in the same rank as the Authors of Pain. I think he's too good for that. From the limited things I've seen, I think he's too good for that. But Zach, what's your thoughts? Which one would you put him in?
I think because he needs to get pushed, he should go into mid card. I think right now he needs to be a lower card guy to kind of learn from the Monday Night Messiah, and like he was kind of the lower tier guy in Zelina's group. But I mean that's storyline wise and not talent wise. So I guess I wouldn't be opposed to putting him in mid card.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean I'm happy for the guy. Get your debut match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Only last person I could think of that was Fandango, and I think his went better than Fandango's. But let's see what he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up,
forgot about Fandango.
Everyone not named Tyler Breeze forgot about Fandango. Next up, we've got the first woman of the roster, Bianca Belair, recent call-up. I am going to let Zach go first because I don't know about this one.
I'm going to say upper card with a long-term road to the main event. I still think there's a little bit more she needs to do. It's unfortunate. I would not have pushed her or moved her to Monday Night Raw yet. I would have waited until there were crowds because if she gets another year to build up to a title match, I think she's going to find her own, which she's pretty much already in. But she needs that crowd. She needs the bigger atmosphere. And I'll say upper card now. A year from now, she should be main event.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with that. That's very fair. She has the talent. I think she is one of the many people that should have gotten a title run before she got called up, just as a thank you for doing a damn good job. But unfortunately, she didn't get it. But how about you, Knock?
I think she has all the tools in the world. She's amazing. She should be a main eventer right now. Like Zach said, I'll put her in upper card. That crowd would be amazing. I feel like she would have went viral several times if she had a nice crowd doing chants or whatever with her.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time she's been on Raw, though?
I
I
haven't seen
don't
her in
recall
weeks.
her these last few weeks.
I feel like
So
I saw her in passing. Like I feel like she did something. Like it wasn't. She wasn't the focus at all. Like it was just like for some reason she walked by.
yeah. So I think that call up was. It's not too soon because she's ready. It's just
Sonic commercial or something.
Right.
yeah. Like the call up wasn't too soon because she's ready, but it just wasn't properly done. There's no plan. Upper card. I'm gonna stick with that, but I want to see her do more.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think also the Raw
Mhm.
Women's division right now is kind of stacked. Asuka, Shayna. I'm not gonna say Nia, but she's in there. So
Yeah.
if she's up in the upper card, she can work her way up. She can do some good things. Next up, I honestly forgot this dude was on the roster, but he is, and I think I know exactly where I'm putting him. The Big Show.
Oh gosh.
I am not discrediting anything he's done in the past, but this stage Big Show, I'm putting him in jobber.
Agree 100%.
How about you, Doc?
I'll say lower card to put a little more respect on it, but I mean, you guys ain't wrong.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Just binging his Netflix show.
I will say this: my girlfriend put it on the TV, and I tried watching it, and the whole time I'm like, why is this happening? Why is like I was picking the show apart as if it was my job, and I hated it.
Look, right now he's the epitome of guys who are there to put over younger guys. He really can't deliver in the ring. That's not a discredit to what he's done. It's just that's what he is right now. He's the jobber to further an angle or a wrestler.
Yeah.
You think?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna ask a question to finalize it. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say. I mean, at this point, I don't think he cares anymore. When you've had as many face heel turns, I think you kind of just check out eventually. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just there getting the last of what he can and doing what he. Do you think if he was to go to Vince right now and say, "Hey, I want one last world title run," you think he'll get it?
Oh no, no.
Oh man, no.
Oh man, Vince would just laugh him out. Pretty sure Vince would call Paul Heyman to help him laugh.
Yeah.
But
I guess
we move on to Billy Kay of the Iconics. Later in another video we've got planned, Paul and I, and if you guys are there also, we'll be talking about the women of AEW and NXT. But for right now, we deal with the Raw women. Billy Kay, I'm gonna say upper card. Reluctantly, I think they should have already had the titles. I don't know. I feel like their best time passed. I feel like they should, I don't know. They should be better than where they are right now. I'm gonna say upper card.
I'm gonna preface this by saying I like these two a lot. Like they're great. But Billy Kay, since I'm talking to her specifically, I'll put her lower card. She never did much in NXT. There was a lot of lower card stuff she was doing, a lot of jobbing. And then when they finally got the titles, they lost like every match after that. Not their fault. That's the booking. I don't even know what her finisher is, honestly. The new one I know they have, like the anti-magic killer. I'm borderline on that move. So all in all, finishers, work, and accomplishments, I'm putting her in a lower card.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna put her in lower card too because while I know she's done some good work, it just seems like she's always there, like to get beat up in the ring, to go for like the heel hot tag. And on the mic, I don't feel I don't feel like she's driving ever. She's always the passenger of the two. But I do like them, and I have seen some great segments with them. Yeah, I gotta put her in lower card. I just feel like the stock drops so much.
That's very fair.
Like I'm glad they got that Mania moment. I'm glad they got that moment in their hometown. Like I do like them, like, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't want them to split them up too soon because I do like them as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were talking, Knock, I looked at Bianca Belair in the upper card. I was like, I actually don't want to see them in a match together. That's not fun. So I'm changing mine to mid card. She's in the lower card because 2 out of 3 wins, but I will say mid card for right now.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Next up, she shouldn't technically be on the list, but she is Becky Lynch, the former Raw Women's Champion. I am gonna say upper card.
Okay.
If there was a mid card title for women, I would have put her in the mid card, but I'm gonna say upper card just because I think the same thing with Seth Rollins back when he was like the main eventer, as a heel. I think it's just been too much. I think we need a time away from her just to refresh her.
Yeah. I'm so torn, man. Like you know, when she became the man, she was doing all that stuff, the bloody nose, all that. I was all for it.
Yeah.
She was literally a main eventer to begin with. The first draft pick on SmackDown, dropped to like pretty much jobbing out to people, then shot right back up to like main event status for the women. Her in ring isn't all there. Sometimes she doesn't put on the best matches, but her stock is ridiculously high right now. I'm putting her in the main event.
Very fair.
Yeah, I'll follow that same suit. Her stock, she can come back and just put butts in seats. She can sell merch. I also agree with you, Eric. She really needs a timeout here and just to kind of just reinvent that fire that was inside of her when she wasn't getting pushed, when she became the man. She got way too comfortable.
Yeah. She got way too comfortable, and I think whenever WWE tries to take something cool and make it cooler, they fail. It's just gross.
Because I don't know, she's still funny. She's still like good on the mic and stuff. So I think it's part of what you said, the WWE thing taking over and putting their spin on it.
Yeah.
It just sucks that her best work is on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I'm sorry, Zach. Did you say main event or upper card?
I was gonna say main event again. Her stock is high.
Gotcha.
Do you think she's comparable to The Rock?
Not yet.
No.
Because she is in talks to play a very, very, very small in a Marvel movie, which is basically like, hey, we like what you did, but it's going to be a small role. It might not even be a main Marvel character. So, I mean, that's where she is. It's such a starting point for her that I am also, again, glad she's going to get some time off.
Yeah. I think...
Because right now, if you compare, whose match would you rather watch? Would you rather watch a Becky Lynch match or a Bianca Belair match?
I'll go with Bianca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why she's not at the Rock level yet. I don't think she's going to like wow me in the ring like someone like Bianca will. And The Rock, when he was in the ring, he wowed me because he played very well to people like The Big Show and Triple H and everyone else. He knew how to tell a story.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very fair. I think it was John Cena who said like his biggest problem today is that there is no Rock or there's no Stone Cold. There's no like characters that you can like latch onto. But to give Becky her due, I think she is the closest so far. But we'll move on. Next up, gosh, I wish I could put this man in jobber. I really do. But Bobby Lashley.
Oh gosh.
Oh, booby.
Y'all know where I stand.
It's one vote for main event. I'm gonna say God, I don't like this dude. I'm gonna say upper card. To be fair, I want to say mid card, but I'm gonna say upper. Just maybe his match with Drew will change my mind. I doubt it, but maybe.
I hope so. I will say this: I think he's main event, but main event with a mouthpiece, with someone talking for him also. By himself,
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like this MVP pairing, main event for sure.
It's a shame. Leo Rush was doing such a great job.
He was.
His future was looking bright.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
I'll say upper card too. I know he can do a lot of good stuff. It's just, man, 2 people killed this man's potential coming out of Impact. One of them, obviously, Vince, and the other person was Bobby Lashley himself. I say this time and time again with him: know your resume, know your worth, and make sure others around you understand your worth too, because he let himself get buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But I'm excited to see him with MVP.
Yeah. Like I said before, Eric, last time Lashley and MVP were together, McIntyre was the champ, and he fell to Lashley.
Oh boy, if that happens, I might just quit the podcast. Oh boy. Next up, we've got Big Bad Brock Lesnar. I am putting my vote straight into
Damn.
main event as much as I don't like it, as much as I hate to
Yeah.
main event.
Yeah, he's no question main event. He's an attraction. He's one of those rare things, so I'll give him that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to put him up there too. I personally would rather put him in an upper card or mid card because his matches are fucking terrible. But yeah, I mean, again, his stock's high. He puts butts in seats and sells merch, so main event.
Yeah.
That is my one issue, though. It's like he openly doesn't try in his matches. He just, we're going to do some suplexes, end the match, whatever, or make it as quick as possible. Unless he gets the right guy, then he'll be inspired to do something, but like that should be every match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like when he's inspired, his matches are actually pretty entertaining, but it's just that you have to find that right person.
Yeah.
All I can say is my dream booking is one day he just walks up to R-Truth and takes the 24/7 championship from him, and we just start a feud there.
Oh, man.
That's all I want out of
I'd
the rest
love
of his
it.
career. But we'll move on to someone who I think should be a main eventer, but I'm not going to put him there. Buddy Murphy. I'm going to say mid card. Yeah.
Yeah, mid card.
Which is a shame because his 205 Live work was. I think he was the second best champion they've ever had.
Yeah, he was the star of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He carried them for a while.
Yeah. He made me believe it. He really did. The best kept secret, and it fit because 205 Live was just so hidden.
Yeah.
But he's straight in the mid card. We move on to another 205 Live champion. If Buddy Murphy was the perfect heel, I think you could argue that Cedric Alexander was the perfect face. Where do you guys put him?
Yeah. Shit. He's damn near a jobber right now, man.
I know.
I'm putting a lower card.
Again, though, low card? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this was one I thought we disagree on. I'm going to say I kind of want to put him in jobber for a very specific reason. It's like Apollo Crews. He's very talented, very solid, but he's got no personality. He's just there, and that bores me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say lower card. He's better than jobber.
Yeah, a lower card for me too. When he comes out, though, I'm just so not inspired, but he's so good in the ring. Like, again, you just want to sit him down and say, just be a little bit better.
Yeah.
He's a main event finisher. I love that move.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just, I don't know.
Like in the Cruiserweight Classic that had Kota Ibushi and Tajiri and so many big names, it's very fair to say that he might have been the MVP of that tournament. But it just didn't translate well to the main roster. Next up, she is on all three shows, but she is technically still a member of the Raw roster. Charlotte Flair, current NXT champion. I think we all know where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's not here, so we know where it's going.
Yeah. Love you, Paul.
If it was up to WWE, it should be a Hall of Famer already.
Right. I will say, even though we haven't gone in depth with it, I think it's fair to say our top three main eventers are all women. So what a time to be alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte. It's a good one. But we move on to another surefire main eventer, current Raw champion Drew McIntyre.
I think he's developed into a main event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same here, and I just really wish he had that crowd because I think he'd be even bigger and his personality would become even bigger. And yeah, main event though.
Yeah. And I'm happy for the guy. He is the true left and then came back a beast. Like he earned the spot.
Yeah.
But next up, when I was putting this list together, I told myself, please do not get this wrong because I always get their names mixed up. I'm taking a wild shot. It's the smaller one, Eric from the Viking Raiders. The bald one.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know. So We can call him the one married to Sarah Logan. That one.
Yes, exactly. I think
Yeah.
it's Eric, but they changed their names so much. I just don't like it. Um, I'm gonna say upper card, and I only say upper card because he needs his tag partner with him. Because I know what they should be doing. They should be putting on amazing matches in AEW
Yeah.
and doing so much more than they are right now.
Hmm.
I want him to be upper card. I want him to be like, a main event tag level, just what they are, the War Machine. But I'm gonna put him mid card. I can't remember a great match from them right now, main roster wise.
No,
Not
that's
counting
fair.
NXT, so
I
I'm gonna put him mid card for now.
I actually might change my vote to mid card too. Actually,
Yeah, mine's mid card.
yeah. I think I
like
want them.
Zach's been saying on a podcast, like it's cool that they're doing like the comedy stuff, but the mystique is gone, and it's gone for me a lot. Like they're not those like the War Machine, like I don't know, just
Yeah, the War
lessened.
Raiders, and that was like their mystique that they created, and then they come in. Yeah, they get the name change and everything when they were awesome in NXT, but now that they're on the main roster, yeah, that mystique is just flushed down the toilet.
Yeah. It's just a shame because they did have a legitimate claim to be one of the best tag teams in the world before they joined NXT, and now it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna skip Humberto right now. Ivar, his tag partner, mid card too.
Same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We take a step back. Humberto Carrillo, someone who I think was called up way too early.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to say, if there was a spot between lower card and jobber, I would put him there. But I'm going to say lower card.
Yeah. I'm putting in a lower card also. Talent wise, dude is there. He's seasoned. He's really good. Just the presence isn't completely there, and it kind of failed in booking wise. I know last year the AJ Styles was to help make baby faces, but he won all those matches, so those people got screwed. So lower card.
Yeah, same lower card. The only reason he's not a jobber is because this guy can perform and do everything.
Yeah. And it's a shame because I don't know if you guys saw his booking the last weeks he was on 205 Live, but it was very meta because the deal was he just came in and everyone knew he was talented, but Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher were like, hey, we know you're talented, but you're not there yet. We can help you. And I think that's exactly what his issue is that he wasn't there yet, and I think they were on the road to getting him there, and then he got pulled up. But,
I don't understand the reasoning behind that stuff, man.
Yeah. But next up, 2/3 of the 3-man band. Sorry, 1/3. We've covered 2/3 now. I forgot this dude's name. My intro was so bad. It was so bad I forgot his name. Jinder Mahal.
Oh, don't hinder Jinder.
I used to chant that so much. Where would you guys put him?
I'll put him in a jobber.
Because
I know he's the champ and everything, but I gotta say jobber because they're gonna put him right back into it. I like the guy and I give him so much credit because he does bust his ass and he's actually pretty damn good in the ring. I mean, he is almost have the same skill set as Randy Orton, but I gotta say jobber.
Because he worked on his physique. He has the W title under his reign. I think the U.S. title. I think he won at Mania. I think he won the U.S. title at Mania.
Yeah.
Because of these accomplishments and how they see him, the protected finisher, the Colossus. I'm like, still to this day, no one's kicked out of it. I'm gonna put him. Oh, if there's one between mid and lower, I'm gonna go mid card because I think they're actually gonna use him. They're gonna book him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go mid card. But
yeah.
he doesn't belong there. His matches are terrible. The best thing about his championship run was his entrance. I'm gonna go mid card.
So I thought about mid card, and usually, we talk about when someone's in the main event that doesn't belong there, we feel like they're being forced down our throat. I feel like if Jinder had the mid card title, I'd say that exact same thing. I don't want to see him with it. So I'm gonna say glorified jobber. I think he should be like a important jobber for faces coming up. I think that's his best spot. Give the guy credit though. He did try his hardest. He came back jacked. He tried his best in that WWE title run, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, Jinder and Big Show, your jobbers. Next up, Kairi Sane.
Oh, poor Kairi.
Oh man.
Yeah,
This one hurts.
I don't know where she goes. I'll let you guys go first.
The way they
Uh,
treat her.
She goes to the hospital after Nia.
Oh God. Oh boy, can't wait to get to Nia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The way they treat her, she's a jobber. I hate to say it, but she's a main event talent who's jobbing out every week. I don't even know what she does anymore. They took away her gimmick. The best thing
Yeah,
she's
you
done in
took
months
away a
is her
pirate
Oscar
gimmick right
celebration.
before your WrestleMania. That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
oh gosh, I forgot about that. That's such a good gimmick for her too. It's so organic.
Yeah. For respect for her wrestling ability and how good she is and accomplishments, I'm gonna put her in the lower card, but she deserves so much more.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna say lower card because I think she needs to build herself back up. I don't know how. It's mainly booking. I think once she gets in the ring and has matches, it'll sort itself out. But
Yeah.
lower card.
Yeah, I'll say
Um.
I'll say lower card. I agree with the jobber thing, but it's just she has gone a couple matches where it's lasted a couple commercial breaks, so she's still showing that she can go. But I'll say lower card.
Yeah. All right, we are more than halfway done. Next up, it's the KO show with Kevin Owens. I am gonna say he should be a main eventer, but I feel like the current Kevin Owens that we have is too WWE. Um, I guess I'm gonna say I feel like they just taken what was cool about Kevin Owens himself and they just put their own spin on him. I don't like this current Kevin Owens, so I'm gonna say upper card.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. He came in so hot to NXT. He was Kevin Steen, but he's just under the different name. I don't like this
Yeah.
iteration of him too. I know he can go. He's a great talker, but Eric, 100% agree with you.
I think he's doing the best he can with this. But like you guys said, we know what he's naturally good at. You don't turn edge face. You don't have Kevin doing this. Upper card for now.
Yeah, I think if he went to AEW, he would kill it. I think he's someone that they should look into stealing when his contract is over.
Mm.
Next up, I think we're all going to agree on this one. Lana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying jobber.
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 Yeah. Sorry, Rusev, but your wife's a jobber. All right, next up, someone who deserves the world and all that it entails. Liv Morgan. I want her to one day be a main eventer, but right now, I'm going to say lower card.
Okay.
She deserves so much more, but I feel like they should figure out what they want her to be first. Like, in a perfect world, I'd say let her do the blue tongue, let her be her live only once gimmick thing, but figure out what gimmick you're giving her first, because I don't know what she is right now.
Yeah, because I feel like they changed it again. Like it's kind of different now. It's not what she had debuted as when they repackaged her.
No,
Yeah,
and they had those vignettes and everything, and then she came back as something else for that Rusev storyline, and now she's something a little bit
Yeah, I don't know
different.
why
And now
they.
she's on Raw talking about her mom.
Yeah.
it's a shame.
I'll give her mid card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
because
give her mid card
I'll
too.
explain when we get to another person. I'm gonna give her mid card.
Okay. Same here. I know she can deliver. Her promos seem pretty good. They just confuse the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But I didn't know who the hell she was when she first came to the main roster. I wasn't like heavily watching NXT at that time. So for her to come
No,
this
she
far,
didn't
for
do
me to
much.
put her in mid card when before that I thought she was a jobber, I think she's doing pretty well.
yeah. I will just ask this then, because I just realized. So, we're all in agreement that Kairi Sane is a lower card, but Liv Morgan is a mid card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, they treat her way better.
Yeah.
That's a sad world we live in.
I do love her finisher though. Her new finisher is pretty cool.
I'll have to check it out. Next up, I forgot to mention him when we did Angelo Dawkins. I should have just gone straight to him, but here we are, Montez Ford. I'm gonna say,
Up.
I agree, uppercard.
Yeah, same here.
Uppercard.
Yeah, I could see him almost being like Kofi 2.0. When Kofi retires, that's the next person we put all our hopes into.
Yeah.
Or the Velveteen Dream, whichever comes first.
I think once he stops saying, he says a lot of stuff that's in today's vernacular, like a lot of, God, I'm so fucking
He
old, a
does.
lot of hipper lingo. But he does say a lot of that. Once he gets more into his personality, like even when The Rock became The Rock, it took about like 6 to 8 months for him to become like, holy shit, you guys got to check out this character. I think once he steps
Yeah.
away from being having the solo cup and everything, he's just going to be a huge main eventer. So I will say uppercard for sure for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Man,
think
he's in the running for best frog splash, so
he
pretty
he's
is.
up
good.
there. Moveset.
Yeah. I think if they gave the Street Profits the same booking they gave the New Day, where it's like they could fight for single opportunities, and Angelo Dawkins is like, no, this is all you. You go take it. Then
Yeah.
he would be a big star.
Mm-hmm.
But
Compared him to the New Day, do you think they could use a third person?
I don't know who you'd put. I would be very careful about putting someone there. It's kind of like the Undisputed Era, where it's like the original 3 were perfect, but then Roderick Strong somehow made them more perfect. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's hard to put someone else to perfection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But next up, we've got. I'm putting her straight in the jobber category until somebody says otherwise. Natalya.
I would like to put her there, but I can't because she has a lot of stock in the company. I mean, she's getting away with a lot. She's upper card, sadly.
Upper card. Oh.
Upper card, okay.
She's upper card, not moveset, not anything like that. Her accomplishments and the way the company views her, I gotta put her upper card.
Okay.
Okay. She's very difficult one to like place because, obviously WWE does stupid things like give her a fart gimmick, but then she's got the whole Hart legacy. Her father, the Anvil, is one of the greatest members of a tag team of all time. She can put on solid matches, but then again, she can put on stupid little kitty ears as a thing to wear to the ring because her cat has a big Instagram following or whatever. I do like her. I do wish she would do like Bobby Lashley and just figure out your stock and just not do whatever you're told to do each week. So I'll say mid card.
Okay.
Actually, I gotta change my answer because I for some reason thought we were talking about Nia Jax.
Oh.
Natalya's lower card. She's damn near a jobber. I can't watch her matches. Like she's
Okay.
like Eric says it all the time. When she's champ, it's like, oh great, she got the championship, but I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
She's a lower card for my pick. I'm sorry.
And I think to add on to that, I used to say that, but I also have the rule that like when she's not champion, I'm like, oh, she should be champion. It's just something about her that
Yeah.
she deserves more based on her stock, but when she is put in that spotlight, it's boring.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the promos too are getting a little old because it's always just like me, my time, kind of on the part of this dynasty, and it's not like bragging though; it's more like whining about that. So her promos do come off as a little grating.
Yeah, and I think she is trying very hard to do like we always talk about like you need to have personality with your character. I think she's trying very hard to put her real life personality into her character, but her real life personality, and I hope I don't offend anyone by saying this, it's fucking weird. It's just fucking weird. So I'm gonna change my vote just to get her somewhere lower card,
Okay.
but at the end of
Alright.
lower card, like almost near jobber.
Yeah. She's not big show type of stage in her career, I think,
Yeah,
but she doesn't want to accept it.
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But next up, now she's not like most girls.
Mm-mm.
Nia Jax.
All right, the person I thought we were talking about.
Oh God, this girl. I'm glad Paul isn't here for this one, just because he would have ranted against Charlotte like I'm about to rant against Nia. It would have been too many rants.
Oh
I don't
God.
want to put her in jobber. Where would you guys put her?
I'll put her in lower card because she can work a match, but man, it's tough because every time she grabs a mic, I want to rush the ring. Like every time, like any guy from the Shield grabs a mic, I can't stand the fucking what she has to say. I can't stand how she says it. I don't think she should ever have a mic in her hand or cut a promo ever. And then I'll let you guys dig into the botch fests that she does and the no cells. So
Yeah. So every time we talk about Nia Jax, I always go on like YouTube, Google, little explore just to see how many people she's truly injured, and I always find out more injuries than I knew about last time, and it's just disheartening. Because deep down, I want Nia to succeed, and I want her to be good because she has everything that she could need. But you fucking suck at what you do, Nia. You hurt people. And I try my hardest to be respectful on this, but you suck so bad. I want to put you in jobber, but you go in lower card. Ugh.
Yeah.
If it were NXT, I'd put her in the main event. Because at least there, I could be like, okay, she's being monitored and she's being trained. But main roster, no.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go mid card. I know I said upper card earlier, but I'm gonna go mid card for me.
Yeah. It's a shame, too, because I'm sure if I ever saw her in real life, I'd be a bitch and be like, hey, Nia, how you doing? But behind this computer screen, where I'm safe and sound, I can say you suck at your job.
Oh man, she'd shake your hand and break your back.
Her one saving grace is her last quote-unquote injury against Kyrie wasn't really her fault, but all the 99 others, they were. So, next up, we move on to someone who, every time I talk about this guy, I get happy. As much as we praise Kofi, I want to just tell this guy, you've done so much for us. R-Truth, the current 24/7, 48-12 European television champion.
I-90 South.
I know he's not going to go here, because I know you guys aren't going to put him here, but I'm going to say main event.
That's beautiful. That's exactly where I have him.
Oh, yeah?
I have him in the main event. I have him in the main event because as you look at who we have in the main event, like we talked about, a lot of people who can put butts in seats, who can sell tickets and sell merch. R-Truth can sell anything. So while he may not sell tickets to an event, and I don't know how his merch sells, he sells whatever segment he's in. You see people who weren't paying attention during other matches pay attention to his segments and laugh their asses off. Like you have kids, adults, everyone laughing at he is such a pro. He puts so many people over. He's still so good in the ring, and he's just one of I just feel like he's like one of the greatest humans to ever grace my TV screen. I fucking love him.
Yeah.
If you gave a quarter, 2 quarters of him to Apollo and Cedric, they'd be Hall of Famers. This dude is as entertaining as could be. If you base it off the longevity, he's been a former world champ. He's been around for how many decades now? Still going strong, still entertaining, and still in shape. I want to put him in main event also. He deserves it. He deserves a world title run. Deserves some type of title run, but I'm putting him upper card for me. I want him in the main event, though. He's really good.
I will say he should have gotten the main title. He should have beaten John Cena at Capital Punishment. The only reason I remember that pay-per-view off memory is because that's where he should have been WWE champion.
The little Jimmys.
And another example of a guy who doesn't need a world title to be seen or remembered as like one of the most memorable people on TV. And if you look at something like a show like Seinfeld, the show's called Seinfeld, but you remember all the other characters on there because of what they deliver. So I think he's like the perfect example. Every time he comes on, no matter who's in the ring, who's in the backstage segment, whenever he shows up in a scene, he's what you pay attention to. This guy is gold.
That is exactly how you put it. Last thing I'll say about him is every time we talk about, like when we plan out videos to do, I want to do a career highlight on him so bad, but I want to save it for a special occasion because he's done so much. He's amazing. But we move on to the Viper, Randy freaking Orton. I'm torn. I'm going to say mid-card.
Ooh.
I think he would do great things as a mid-card champion. But I think the same thing with Brock Lesnar. Unless he cares, he doesn't really put his all into anything.
Yeah.
But he also has this very straight, like, if he was an anime character, he would be that character that is only putting 15% into what he's doing, and he's still getting A pluses. Like, he's that good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to care, but I don't know. I just don't like that he doesn't care.
Yeah. For that reason, which you just said there, he has to be main event for me. He's been around for long. His RKO is legendary. Everyone knows that, mainstream or not. Like you said, he cares. You can tell when he cares. The Jeff Hardy thing, the Edge, the AJ matches, he cared. When he was U.S. champ, he clearly didn't care. I barely remember that at all. But I put a main event for all the stuff above. He's very good, very smooth in the ring.
Yeah, I put him in main event too. He's had his instances where he hasn't really put as much into a feud or matches like you'd want him to, but I mean, just I mean, that's the kind of main event guy he is. He's just this name, he's this presence, and again, the RK is so smooth.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think logically he should be in the main event, but I just for some reason don't. I think it's a biased thing. I've never been a big Randy Orton fan in terms of watching him.
Well, the thing is with
I
him too,
agree,
he's
'cause
getting a little old being on your TV screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that because I don't like his matches that much sometimes, but a lot of them are just boring.
Yeah. But we go on to someone more fast paced and exciting. The King of Mystery, the guy who we stole this podcast name from, Rey Mysterio.
Gosh.
I don't know. I'm gonna say upper card. I don't think they book Ray correctly as a main eventer. So I think he should be a main eventer, but I don't want to see him in the main event with bad booking. So for his safety, I say upper card.
Zach, I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm gonna say upper card, but barely. Like I almost put him in mid card, but just because of his name and like I guess like the status he has, he goes into the upper card. But I mean, he's really not doing anything now. He's another one who he should be telling WWE how to book him, not the other way around. Yeah, I just don't get that excited about him, but I know a lot of other people do, and he does, sell a lot of merch. So
I'm gonna say this by saying he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, up there on my Mount Rushmore. He's the only one I think right now that can fit in each one of these categories, and it sucks. Like he's been jobbing out a lot, and it sucks. He can sell the merch. The kids love him. Put butts in seats. He goes anywhere else right now, he's instant boom. That place is going to be talked about. The 619 is legendary. This could be my bias. I want to put him in the main event. I can't though. I'll put him upper card, like Zach said. But I want to see I wanted so much more from him.
Yeah.
And W's not treating him that way.
No.
He's had a very strange career because when you look back at it, he's definitely the most popular luchador in history. Worldwide.
No question.
But to the same token, WWE has never given him his due. Everything that he's gotten has been like either because Eddie died or they needed a champion for one night.
Yeah.
If he left WWE more, if he had more time outside, I feel like he would have more credibility to him, like as much as he has right now. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
To that note, though, I will say to our viewers, check out his indie stuff. He has some great matches with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Over in Europe, over everywhere. Back here in the States.
Next up, someone who is basically a jobber, but we know that he is capable of so much more. Ricochet. Knock, what are your thoughts?
Oh. Damn, man. Out of respect for his talent and him being probably one of the greatest high flyers in the history, I'm going to put him in lower card. But wow, has his stock dropped since his debut.
Yeah.
I was going to say mid card. He's another guy who just needs to, I guess, get over with promos, but I also feel like he's a guy who shouldn't give promos. I mean, he should be almost too cool for school to even talk to anyone because he's so good in the ring.
So do you think a heel turn would be better for him?
I think he should have been a cocky face. I don't think he should be a heel. I mean, he's pretty Ricky.
Mm.
Like, he's got a good looking face. He's not like a heel persona. Like, Garza is a heel persona who's got a pretty face because he's so cocky. He's like that 80s
Yeah.
villain, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Ricky looks like the guy you hang out with, and I don't know. I hope he gets a bigger push because he's so talented, but I think that's what he needs is to not say anything and just
Yeah.
show talent.
Yeah. I'm gonna say mid card too. The vibe I get from him, and maybe it's because I've seen his videos, is he's the kind of guy you go to a barbershop with and you just have a good time with. Um, he's a fun guy. I think he has everything he needs. It's just Vince doesn't see it. In a perfect world, I
Yeah.
think he would be upper card right now, but I'm gonna say mid card, sadly.
Yeah. And
He's
you know, we
another
have
one who's a
promo-
victim of the call-ups.
Yeah. Oh, he totally is.
Yeah.
We do promo school and everything, and I'm trying to figure out how to do what I'm about to say in a promo school to get the point across about how I don't like how people in wrestling do promos these days in any federation or company because they all kind of do it the same way. But everyone's promos kind of sound the same no matter who you listen to. And back
Yeah.
when you were listening to The Rock, when you're listening to Ric Flair, even when you listen to Mark Henry when he was a heel, it was different. It was something different, and it was more the
Yeah.
personality rather than how to correctly say a promo and use the same verbiage and all this other stuff and enunciate certain words. And he's a victim of that promo wise, and a lot of the people on this list are. But hopefully, one of these promo schools
That's a hell of a
figure it
point,
out.
actually.
Yeah.
Like when the Hall of
Eric,
Fame
I
and
got a
Mark Henry
question.
started saying that,
Yeah.
like that was Mark Henry being fucking outstanding as opposed to giving promos like he was doing in the Nation.
Yeah.
Very true.
Eric, I got a question for you. Following up with Zach.
Yep, go ahead.
If you were to impersonate any of these guys on the roster, how would you be able to impersonate one of them? If you're gonna like, oh, look at these guys and study something like how you would look at maybe The Rock or like Zach said, Flair. I feel like it'd all be robotic. I feel like I wouldn't know how to impersonate any of these guys if I was to try to use
Yep.
some of that.
I am going to cheat a little bit because I do, when I practice my promos, I do that, but it's not with any of the active wrestlers. It's with Paul Heyman. And sometimes Enzo Amore, because I know he's a bit of a touchy thing, but I do still put him on my Mount Rushmore of promos. There's no one today in the main roster I would actually like emulate because I'm looking at it now, and like Zach said, everyone doesn't like they don't have anything unique. Maybe Joe actually, Samoa Joe. That's a very good.
Yeah, Joe.
Very true. Yeah, Joe's untouchable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Randy Orton, even Randy Orton does this slow pace, like, all right, we can tell you got taught by Triple H because, the fact of the matter is, Jeff Hardy, I'm going to bring up something kind of personal to cut you down. And he does like the slow talking thing, and he uses the same kind of way to cut another wrestler down. That it was like it's just like this thing that like everyone goes through the same farm system and of like promos. And it's just, like you said, robotic.
Yeah.
Charlotte can be good at times. Charlotte can be good. Bianca can be good. Asuka can. Well, I guess the women can be good. Maybe they go through a different farming system for promos than the men.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a few hidden gems like Becky, there's a few guys who are there. But a lot of like the promos, I'm thinking about it, it's a lot of copy and paste.
Yeah. All right. That was. Thank you. Who we just do? Was that Ray or Randy?
That was Ray.
Ricochet.
Oh, Ricochet.
Oh, no, Randy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ricochet, for that very long discussion. So, up next, straight to the jobber, Riddick Moss.
Who?
Oh, gosh. Jobber.
I must have went to the bathroom during this.
He's been on a win streak, though, but then he just dropped off TV.
God, it's a shame. Like, okay, this is what I don't think Vince understands about his talent, is that this is their career you're playing with. You called this guy up just to do the thing with Gronk's best friend. That's what you call him up for? Now, you basically killed his career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, jobber.
Like I said, Zach didn't even know who he was.
God. I honestly took a picture of the list because I kept forgetting who he was. I just luckily remembered his name. But next up, Ruby Riot should be upper card, but what do you guys think?
She should be. I'm putting her in a lower card, and yes, I know I'm putting her below Liv Morgan, but as you see, she just lost 2 or 3 straight matches of Liv Morgan, they don't view her in that spot. She's jobbing out. She's a great wrestler. She's a lot more talented. A lot of these girls can do stuff on the fly. She should be upper card, but I'm putting her lower card based on how they view her.
I just whatever you just said right there, Knock, is exactly how I feel. Lower card for the exact same reasons.
Yeah, I agree. But out of curiosity, would you put her above Kairi Sane in lower card or below?
I think they're in the same spot. Like, they're both very talented wrestlers, but they're just not being utilized properly.
Yeah, it's almost
they're,
like you need
right
to put
there.
these lower card people infused with each other.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world, superstars, that show that nobody watches, would somehow, get people to watch, and we'd see how good they are. But
Mm-hmm.
Superstar sucks.
Because
So
Ruby was out for injury, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you remember how she returned? Like, what happened?
she helped Liv at 1 week, and then she attacked her the same night. I think. Like, no, she came out and then she just attacked Liv. It was a weird setup. Like, it had
Mhm.
potential, but they just didn't follow through
Yeah.
because they booked Shayna to be a monster.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much summing up her main roster career right now.
Yeah. Next up, I think we all agree with this one. Samoa Joe, main event.
This man's a damn near Hall of Famer. Main event. Just riddled
Yeah.
by injuries and bad luck. So I'm going to put him upper card. But this dude is one of the best talkers in history, and he should be main event. But I'm putting upper card.
Okay. How about you, Zach?
I'm gonna go main event again because of his resume and everything else about this guy. He is so damn good at everything he does. There are times I did not fast forward through matches on Raw so I could listen to him talk on commentary.
Mm.
He's technically sound in every aspect, in the ring, on the mic, doing his storylines, putting on matches that tell stories. This guy is the best of the best.
Yeah. I will say he.
Yeah, I'm going to change my answer.
I will say there was a string of like big men who would challenge Brock Lesnar for the title. Him, Braun, and I think Kane for some reason. And out of all of them, Joe was the only one I thought might take the title off of him. He's just that
Yeah.
convincing.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, they let him choke him out on Raw on the stage at one time.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
That was a nice nod.
But next up, we've got the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. Zach, what do you think?
I'll put him in upper card. I don't think he's a main event talent anymore. I think he exhausted his heel persona. I like the Monday Night Messiah thing, but I think he exhausted who Seth Rollins was as a face and a heel. I don't see him as being a main event thing anymore. And I don't know. I'm just so worn out with him that I think he needs a break too. But he is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go upper card also.
Yeah. I think I agree with everything you said, Zach. It's he needs to go away because I don't want to see him with the mid card title. I don't want to see him. Period. I think, like you said, he's just done everything.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Shayna Bassler. I'm voting main event.
Yeah, I
upper
can't see
card.
her being anything in mid or lower card. I'll say main event.
Yeah. It's strange too, because her character is one that demands like victories. If you give her the Brock Lesnar treatment, then I think she does great. If you don't, then I think she fails.
Yeah.
Next up, Shelton Benjamin. What we got?
Oh, man. This one hurts. He's a jobber. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
This one hurts, though. Like, if we look at his career, then I can put him mid card. But current right now, he's jobbing. He's barely on TV, just used for other stuff.
I'm happy calling him a jobber because I think this is what he wants. I think he came back just to get a paycheck and take it easy. Like, I feel like if he wanted more, he'd fight a little bit more for it.
Whether you're right or wrong, I don't want to believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is fighting for it. Maybe I'm not there. But maybe I just want to hope that he's happy and that he's happy getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
I'll put him in mid card because he's unfortunately a jobber now, but like I love this guy so much. He was one of the only parts of his era of wrestling in WWE that I really made sure I watched. I got so worn out with a lot of that era, but he's a main event guy. He can cut a promo. He's charismatic. He can do any kind of match. Watch him in any ladder match. I don't even care what company it's from. He should be inserted in that ladder match. Watch what he's done outside of WWE too. This guy is so talented. It still baffles me to this day why he never got a title run. He's so damn good. Even as a spot holder over the summer or the fall, I never understood why he never got a main title. But to balance my love of him out for what he's doing now, I'll say mid card.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Zach on that for the career retrospective mid card.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to fault his entire career for this one spot he's in for these past few years.
Yeah.
If you look at all the highlights, yeah, he has some of the greatest highlights in the history. That selling that Shawn Michaels super kick, or the Money in the Bank splash he did. He has some highlights.
Yeah. I'm still calling it jobber, but he goes in the mid card right now.
He's heartless.
Next up, we've got Titus O'Neil, Mr. Worldwide. Wait, was that
jobber.
Worldwide? I can't remember. But anyway, jobber.
Yeah.
Jobber.
The Titus slide.
Oh, gosh. Vince did him so wrong on that one.
Yeah.
But last...
I will commend him for all the stuff he does outside the company. Great stuff.
Right.
Yeah. He's a great ambassador. Maybe their best brand ambassador.
He 100% is. If you look at the different tiers of stuff that he works on, he is.
Yeah. He's definitely a Hall of Famer in the future for his work, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, Zelina Vega. I am putting her in the main event. Purely because I think she will talk her way up there with Andrade.
Yeah. I'm going to go main event also. She's one that does not let size get to her.
Right.
Yeah.
She's becoming larger than life despite her size and whatnot.
I got no qualms with putting her in the main event. I was going to say upper card just because I feel like Bianca in the ring needs no work. Just a few little things here and there. I think I need to see more ring work from Zelina, even though I know she can pull her weight. I just need to see it more rather than just as a mouthpiece, because on the microphone, she's probably one of the most untouchable people besides Samoa Joe on Raw right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the definition of a girl from New York. I will say that. I'll shout out to her one title reign that I've seen her have. She was TNA Tag Team Champions with Sarita back in the day.
Oh, okay.
They had it for grabs with gold. Okay. Yeah. Sarita's the current trainer backstage for WWE right now, but she was really good.
Nice. But, all right, that was the entire main roster. Just to give a little summary before we do our veto. In the main event, we've got Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Drew McIntyre, Andrade, Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Shayna, and Zelina. Upper card, Aleister Black, Kevin Owens, Angel Garza, Bianca, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Montez Ford, and Rey Mysterio. Mid-card, Ricochet, Apollo Crews, Austin Theory, Buddy Murphy, Eric and Ivar of the Viking Raiders, Liv Morgan, Shelton Benjamin. Lower card, I forgot this dude's name, holy shit. Cedric Alexander. Alexander. Humberto, that's what happens when you're in the lower card. You get forgotten. Cedric Alexander, Humberto Carrillo, Kairi Sane, Ruby Riot, Angelo Dawkins, Authors of Pain. You know their names. Billy Kay, Natalya, and Nia Jax. Jobbers, Jinder Mahal, Big Show, Lana, Riddick Moss, and Titus O'Neil. Sorry, go ahead.
Do we ever do Peyton Royce or MVP?
That is who is missing. Thank you. Peyton Royce. I don't know why her image isn't in here, but I'm going to put her wherever Billy Kay. I'm going to say mid-card above Billy Kay.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, same here.
All right. So if you're watching on YouTube, pretend there's a Peyton Royce there. And MVP, I think he's doing a good job. I'm going to say wherever Bobby Lashley is.
Gotcha.
Upper card.
Yeah, I was gonna say upper card too. He's doing really well selling whatever gimmick he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Well, just for the hell of it, because I guess technically he should be on here. Edge. What do you guys think?
Main event.
Main
all the
event. Yeah, main event.
Yeah. So we got Imaginary Edge in the main event, MVP upper card, and Peyton Royce mid card. Knock, is there anyone in this list who you would move with your veto?
way. I'd move Lashley, but I'm gonna pass my veto.
Okay, how about you, Zach?
Can we move Lana lower?
I'm perfectly fine with that. I will create a new category, and she goes below Jobber. She gets future endeavor.
Gosh.
Yeah, otherwise, I'm pretty solid here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be the dick, and I'm gonna use my veto on Aleister Black into the main event.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I can't be mad at that, man. He's where he belongs.
But with that, that is our very first tiered list episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, comment below. We will be answering all your comments. Zach, Knock, any last minute thoughts?
Everybody stay safe out there, and thanks for the views.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Stay safe, and no more NXT call-ups, please.
Exactly. With that, this is from West Coast POPCast, signing out. Did you enjoy our list? Be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon so you can be notified when our next video drops. If you want to hear our thoughts on the pro wrestling world today, check out our podcast, West Coast POPCast, here on our channel, or wherever you get your podcast from. I'm Eric from West Coast POPCast, and thank you for watching.